What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for my final review of Game of Thrones Season 8. So, got the chance to watch the episode last night, episode 6 of Season 8. Wow, that was just incredible. That was an awesome episode. You know, I really think that, you know, for a TV series, you know, they really ended it the right way. You know, we spent all this time, all these seasons, you know, watching the show. And I really think that throughout all the seasons, I just didn't see it, you know? I just didn't see it. Bran is the right character to rule the Six Kingdoms, yeah. Wow, what a great decision, you know? I think, yeah, that's a great decision to make. What on earth did you just do? Seriously, okay, so, I think I might as well, actually be honest here in my review. That's just a joke. Let's get started with the review. Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 6, the series finale. So, you guys want my honest opinion about this episode? Because that was my dishonest opinion. My honest opinion about this episode, especially the stuff with Bran, what on earth were they thinking? I'm sorry, but what on earth were they thinking? This is insanely just no. So, okay, so I'm kind of at a loss for words after that episode last night. The end of Game of Thrones. We finally saw the end of Game of Thrones after 8 seasons. Well, 7 good seasons and 8 seasons, you know, total. After 8 seasons of waiting for the end of Game of Thrones to see how this show is going to end, a really rewarding end, an ending that I think is going to satisfy everybody. This episode was so not that. It was so not that. And honestly, I'm gonna be on spoilers, by the way, spoilers. But if you're watching this review, if you haven't seen the episode yet, watching this review, what are you doing here? Get out. But you know, so this is strictly for the people that have seen the episode. I don't want to sound like I hate the show, because you guys know I love Game of Thrones. It's probably my second favorite TV show. Well, yeah, but this episode, what on earth were they doing? Like, what on earth were they doing? This is like, at certain times of this episode, I was enjoying it, and I was like, this is Game of Thrones I'm watching here. And at other times, with especially the Bran decision, I was like, are they trying to do a Fear the Walking Dead here? Are they trying to make this a Fear the Walking Dead episode? Because honestly, and you guys know, Fear the Walking Dead, you know, the spinoff of the original Walking Dead, is the series that I use for jokes when I hate a movie or a TV show. I'm gonna use it for this video because I absolutely hate what they're doing with Fear. I also hate how they ended Game of Thrones, in a way, because even though there were certain things I liked, and I will admit, when I ended the episode, there were certain things I actually was pretty happy with, and I will get into that, but very small percentage of stuff. So, this one is called The Iron Throne, more so like the destruction of the Iron Throne. Oh, spoiler. We're gonna go into spoilers here. So, I don't know how long this review is gonna be, but I'm just gonna talk about some of the stuff in the episode. It was just a really disappointing finale for the series. That's really what it is. I was really disappointed in the direction they took the show in the end. After 7 seasons of building up the hype and just getting excited for this series to finish, just not wanting it to end, almost, you know, because it's such a good show. It's such an amazing show, you know, no commercial, just amazing show. And they give us this. Absolutely just a disappointment. A really big disappointment. Now, I'm gonna get into the positives that I did like of the episode, and then I'm gonna get into the negatives, because there are a lot of negatives to cover. So, in terms of people that like this episode, I don't want to say that you're wrong, or no, this episode was terrible. What are you talking about? Get out of here. No. I'm just saying that this episode for me, and honestly for people that like Game of Thrones, and people that have been following the show for these many seasons, we wanted more, and we should have gotten more. And I'm already seeing people saying they should have remade this entire 8th season. And they should have totally made, like, almost everything just different, because this was not a good route to take the show. I kind of agree. Like, The Long Night was good. I actually kind of like The Long Night, but even that episode has some problems too, you know? But this season does have some problems, I will admit. And it's probably, I'm going to have to compare it to other seasons, but I do think that Season 8 is a weak season. I do think so. And I actually don't really mind if this was a weak season and it wasn't the last, but because it's the last season of Game of Thrones, and usually TV shows end the show, and it's like the best part of the show is near the end because it's so darn good, and the episodes are so awesome. This case with Game of Thrones, I feel like the series was good, and the last bit of it was bad. That's how I view it. That's just the way I look at it, to be honest. But everybody has their opinions. So, the one thing, this guy, Bran Stark, seriously, the king of the Six Kingdoms now. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. That was probably the worst part of the entire series when Tyrion said that. I was thinking when they had Jon captured, or as a prisoner or whatever, and so was Tyrion. I thought they were hinting at that meeting that Jon would be the king of the Six Kingdoms. That's what I was thinking they were doing. I was like, yes, come on, this is a great ending. Something to really fix it. For Jon to be the king of the Six Kingdoms, to rule King's Land. But no, that's not what they did. They totally, they messed with us again. And they had this dude, Bran, one of the characters that barely does anything but sit and creeps people out, if I do say so myself. I don't know what to say anymore. When I heard Bran was going to be the ruler of or the king of the Six, or whatever he is, what was that? Seriously. Now, I will say as well for this episode, when Jon kills Daenerys, I know I'm all over the place with this review, but when Jon kills Daenerys, that was like, I really did like, though, how she didn't get to sit on the throne. No one sits on the throne at the end. I kind of like that a little bit. I actually kind of like the idea of the throne being, destroyed. So that part was okay. And I kind of like how the dragon didn't kill Jon because he is kind of a Targaryen. So, okay, fine. But in terms of that, like, I don't know what to say. Like, when he killed her, it was such a weird scene, You don't even see the sword, you just, like, the kiss and then, and she's dead. And boom, she's dead, like that. And, you see the blood, you see the blood, it's like, and it's like, what just happened, And, I was right, Jon's gonna kill Daenerys, and I'm not gonna take credit for this, because a lot of people thought this as well. But, I was in the gang. I did think Jon was gonna kill Daenerys. So, yeah, that's, that theory ended up being right. But, definitely not the Bran one. I don't know what they were thinking. He is like one of the worst characters in the show. I'm sorry, but he is. And for Tyrion to say that, oh, the best story is to hear that someone fell out of a window and he survived or something, that does not matter, like, at all. Like, no. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with the whole Bran thing. I really don't. But to resume, just to go over the episode again, we have the beginning, we do get confirmation that, we see the dead bodies of, Cersei and Jaime, which is okay, they're just killing people. They're killing tons of people from, the Lannisters or whatever. Jon doesn't like it. And, basically Daenerys has this speech in front of all the people. Tyrion decides he's done, and, she locks him up, basically. So then him and Jon kind of have a bit of a conversation about Jon taking over and how he's the right person to rule. So Jon kind of takes it into consideration, and basically, we see that. We see the throne. We see the death of Daenerys by Jon, and Drogon takes off with her. I don't know what to say. And then we move on to a couple weeks later, which was so weird to me. I don't know. And winter's over. Yeah, winter is over. But when winter's coming, winter's here, blah, 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 blah. Winter is over now. So, we get to see that, of course, and why? I know I've been complaining about, but why? Why, out of anybody, this dude right here? All he does is sit around like this. You know? And it's like, I don't understand why, like, honestly, I would pick anybody from that meeting to rule the 6 kingdoms, not 7 anymore. Anybody, even Tyrion, I think, is a better choice. Like, honestly, okay, now, another thing I don't like is that Jon got sent away back to Castle Black. He says goodbye to Arya, he says goodbye to Sansa, blah, blah, blah. And those are his last scenes with his sisters, right? But, he basically takes off. He goes there. We see Tormund, which I was happy we got to see Tormund one more time. And we see Ghosts, which I actually like that scene. That was pretty cool. And I actually like the end where they're riding off, and you got the theme song that's starting to play. It's the end. You see their weapons. Sansa's back at Winterfell. Lady of Winterfell. Arya's going to the end of the map, and everything's going good. Bronn is back at King's Landing. They're all sitting there, and then stupid Bran comes in, and then you get all that stuff, and I'm just like, okay. And, but I like how they had the theme song building at the end. I like the last, 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I like the last 5 minutes. So that was actually pretty good. But the rest of the episode is, what on earth are they doing? Like, seriously, what on earth are they doing? And Daenerys' death was not that good, if you ask me. I think they should have focused more on that. The episode was going too fast. Everything was going too quick. They didn't slow things down. That's why I feel like they should have made this season a 10-episode season. And they would have been fine. They would have absolutely been fine. I don't even think, they could have even made an episode where, during those 3 weeks or something. Because I think it was 3-4 weeks or so that Tyrion and Jon were a prisoner. I'm like, oh my god, they're asking, will we ever see each other again? And Tyrion's like, maybe, and it's like, well, who cares? The show's done anyway. And Grey Worm takes off at the end too. So, and we don't know where that dragon is. So, everything's still up in the air. I don't really feel much of a closure for this show. I don't, unless they're trying to tell us that they're gonna do spin-offs. But it's like, we know that's the end of Jon's character. Now, Daenerys we knew, but we know for a fact that this is it for Jon and Kit Harington's role, because he said after Game of Thrones he's done. That's it. So, for Daenerys, obviously that makes sense because she's dead, but Jon, that's it for Jon. So, will we see a spin-off of Arya or something, or just Winterfell? I don't really care to see that, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what they're gonna do with this, but that's my thoughts on it. So yes, it's a bit of a rant, and I admit it's a bit of a rant, but that's my honest opinion about this episode. It ended really weird. I did like the last 5-10 minutes or so with the kind of intro playing, the riding off. You see how everybody's doing at the end. I kind of like that with the weapons and stuff. Yeah, I like that. That's actually okay, but I just don't like the Bran idea and the way Daenerys' death was done. It's like, oh my god, So just my thoughts on it, though. Write your comments in the comment section below. What did you guys think of the series finale of Game of Thrones? The show is done. Should I even bother doing a series review in whole? In actually going over the show again and doing a review for each season just real quick and kind of doing a 15 or 15 minute to 20 minute video, doing a series review of Game of Thrones or something the next couple days? Or should I just leave it? Because I'm pretty disappointed with this season. I gotta be honest. My expectations are really high for this season, and I took the Game of Thrones poster down because I'm just like, nah, I don't know, I'm really disappointed with this season, and honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with the way the show is now, because not my favorite ending for a show. Really underwhelming. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the way this show ended, if you ask me. But there's my honest review. You guys know I'm honest. I do not pretend to like something when I don't. When it comes to TV shows, movies, whatever. And if I don't like something, I'm gonna say it, and I have to admit. Even though, like I said, there were parts in this episode I kind of enjoyed. I kind of liked where they were taking it. But then the Bran stuff and Daenerys and just the way they ended things, kind of still open-ended too. I just don't know, man. And still what they did with Daenerys, I just can't get over. So, anyway, did you guys like the episode? I personally am not the biggest fan of it, but, I will respect your opinion. If you like the episode, there's a very small percentage of people that do. But if you're one of those people, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, maybe you like the direction, maybe, I don't know. But I do want you to plead your case below if you did like it, because honestly, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. But that is it for Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is in the book. I did like the Song of Ice and Fire mention. That, like, see, that was one of the mentions. I actually kind of like that. But this dude, no. I'm done. So, anyway, and by the way, there's some pretty mixed reviews online. I was going over some reviews. I saw Ronnie Hayes' review of Pink Path Presents. I saw Meg Stansfield's, a reaction and review. She did a live stream last night. And, we were talking about how when The Walking Dead ends, I don't know if any of you guys were on Meg Stansfield's chat last night, but, we were talking about how when The Walking Dead eventually ends, I remember I brought this up, when The Walking Dead eventually ends, it better be, it better be better than how they ended this. I'm just saying. So, when it eventually ends, really. So, they better ended better than how they ended Game of Thrones here for sure. So, and Trev's Can2's review, he is furious too. So, yeah, and there's a couple other people that are really not liking it either. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. But that is my review of the series finale of Game of Thrones. What did you think? That is going to be it for my review. If you guys like Game of Thrones, subscribe. I don't know how many more Game of Thrones videos I'm going to be doing now that the show is over. I might do one or two more, but maybe I'll do a Jon Snow character spotlight, because he is my favorite character, and I am happy he survived Game of Thrones. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time for another video on Dan's reviews. Write your comments below about the episode. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.